Now, all this data are based on our master 5.4, so we don't have lens thickness, therefore I cannot use Olsen formula. And for Barrett and Evo, I did not use the lens thickness because it's not available in this data. These are data collected over the years. If there's enough IOL, I will use the optimized A constant. If not, I will use the ULIP A constant, which is not very far from the optimized A constant. Now, some of these are new formula. Barrett formula is of course by Dr. Graham Barrett, who is sitting there, and the Evo formula is by my colleague Dr. Yu Tung Kwang, who will be talking to you on the toric IOL. While video basis function is by Warren Hill from US, and then Olsen, which I don't use here, from Europe. So of the 4 new formula, you can see that 2 are from APA-CRS. So APA-CRS is a very exciting breeding ground for biometry. Of course, we compare with some of the older formulas just to see what is different. Some of these eyes are subset of the bigger eyes. So first, we look at the free range, what I call free range. I mean, a single IOL covered by the entire spectrum of that IOL. 300, almost 400 eyes. All my charts will be repeated this way. So you have the 0 quartile, the first quartile, the second quartile or the median, the third quartile, and the fourth quartile. All right. The important thing is to make sure that the median is as close as 0 as possible. That means on average, you're all right. Median and mean is about the same. All right. If you want to see whether they are different, very different, you just look at the skew below here. Minus 0.15 means it's a skew towards the negative side, and then the plus is a skew towards the positive side. The closer to 0, that means that formula has no skew whatever. It is not biased in one direction or the other direction. The other things I want you to look at is the interquartile range, which is the difference between the third quartile and the second quartile, which is the length of the 2 boxes. All right, the bigger, the wider it is, the worse the formula performs, because that means the standard deviation is no good. The tighter it is, the better it is. All right, so that's, and then finally, of course, the 0 and the 4th quartiles are where the outliers are. So if you look at all this, you will notice that the RBF, the 2 boxes, the Barrett, the high gaze, as well as the Evo perform reasonably well. You can look at the quartile here, they're all close to 0 because they've been optimized. SRKT is 2, is off. And if you look at the interquartile, most of them is less than half the diopters. I guess the older formulas are over half a diopters. The Evo is less than half of a diopter. So you can say from here, RBF, Barrett, Haygis, and Evo are probably better. Median absolute error, this is the absolute error. That means the error disregarding the sign, they're all plus. All right, this is another way of looking at things. Again, 0 quartile, 1st quartile. Sorry, 0 quartile is below 1st quartile, 2nd quartile, 3rd quartile, and then of course the 4th quartile, the outliers. What we are interested is the median, the second box, and if it's below quarter of the diopters, that means the median absolute error is below a quarter of the diopters. And straight away, you can see the lower the box, the better. RBF, Barrett, Evo, it's very good. 0.23, 0.23, 0.25, 0.25, and 0.23. Sorry, I don't arrange it in alphabetical order, but you can see that these 4 formulas stand out here. Another way to look at it is the percentage of eye within a quarter of a diopter or half a diopter. Today, we do not use 1 diopters anymore because 1 diopter is way off. 3/4 of diopter is way off. There's not enough resolution to tell the difference between the formulas. So today, we should look at half a diopter or even a quarter of a diopter. For half a diopters here, RBF, Barrett, Haygis are more than 80%. Evo is more than 80%. FT1, FT2, I will explain a little bit more. This is my own transform formula. SRKT and the few older formula, they are way below 80%. Haygis S is single customized. That means we don't optimize the 3 constant. U is based on ULIP T is my own personal triple optimized. So from all this, if you look at SRK2 here, and here, and here, and earlier on, it's quite clear, never ever use SRK2 anymore. Anything else, this is the biggest take-home message, never use SRK2. Next, we look at the squeeze size. These are less than 2 millimeters. Of course, our population, we don't have very high numbers. 37, I think that's enough. Different R1. Now, straight away, you can see that it's quite obvious. Right in the middle, you have a band of 3 RBF, Barrett, and Evo. All right, the interquartile 0.51. Evo is 0.55, 0.47, Highgate is 0.5. Hoffer is very tight, but the mean is overcorrected. The patient is likely to end up as myopia, but the box are very compressed. Okay, so for these reasons, well, for that we look at the median absolute error, because then we see how far off the target. Even though it may be tight, but it's far off the target, the median absolute error will show. Here, these 3 formula, Highgate triple optimized, Evo, the other 3 the older formulas are much higher now. Of course, there's a little bit of outliers here. Right, median absolute error 0.28, 0.22, Evo 0.27. Highgate is also not bad. So for short eyes, Highgate is all right. The percentage of eyes between half a diopter, there are 4 here, and Evo at the back. All right. What about long XLN now? This one, 26 to 30 mm. We do have many eyes because our population are usually long. I just want to include for complete sake the FT, which is my own transform, which is not far from the Cook XLN adjustment. All right, and this will be shown here just for complete sake. But so it is already outmoded compared to the newer formula. All right, look at the chart here. The K adjusted for holiday is off. RBF is good. Barrett is very, very good. Evo is good. Evo is here. They fall within the lines. The interquartile 0.46, 0.53. Evo 0.44. All right. So these are tight. The median absolute error, again, the lower the better. Sorry. And what do we have? Offer Q and Holiday 1 is out. SRKT is still not too bad for long eyes. But certainly RBF, Barrett, Evos are consistently the super performers. They may not be the best in that category, but they're consistently good. Percentage of eye within half a diopter, first 4, the same first 4, RBF, Barrett, Highgate, and here you have the Evo as well. For this long eye, those are the formulas you go for. They are quite close to one another. What about for super long eyes, the low diopters and the negative territory? This is quite a good sample of eyes, 43. Now, in the old days, you can re-optimize it, and you can still get very good outcome. But once you re-optimize it, if you look at the constant, is in twilight zone territory, all right, way off the normal. And it's very difficult to get the kind of number to optimize. All right, you can get good outcome with older formula, but you've got to use a completely different A constant, which is not easily available. So then we use what is recommended by the company. MSAC stands for manufacturer suggested A constant, that is what is on the box. you have a different formula, Huygens, because there's not enough numbers, so I can only use single Huygens. Anyways, on ULIP is single Huygens. Here, Evo and Barrett is spot on. The spread is the minimum, all right? Barrett 0.64, Evo 0.46. The rest, you can see, they can be quite off. Even though the quartile is good, you look at them. Hofer Q, if you use what is on the box, you end up very, very hyperopic post-operatively. So it's Holiday and SRKT. So you can't use this formula anymore unless you personally readjust it and aim for -1 diopters or something like that. There's no RBF here because we are using version 1. This is out of domain for version 1. Because today, RBF is version 2. It is so much more accurate than version 1. This is using ULIP. Some ULIP have certain IOL. There's a ULIP again. You can see these two formulas stand out. The rest end up on the hyperopic territory. If you look at Hofer Q and Holiday, no IOL end up at 0. All post-op end up on the hyperopic side. The prediction error is on the hyperopic side. All right, look at absolute error. Of course, you can optimize it. You're going to skip that because that is not easily available. If you use what's on the box, it's quite obvious. There are two shorty there. Shorty is good here, Evo and Barrett. And then what is on ULIP, Evo and Barrett. So for this very long eye, ULIP may not have the constant. You just use what is on the box. You key it into Barrett, which is available online, or Evo, which is available online. Barrett is available in our Master 700 and Lens Star as well. You will not be wrong with what is written on the A constant on the box. All right, the percentage error, never mind about this. Let's look at this and this. You can see how bad performance, how badly performing are the old formula. The only two formulas that stand out here. All right, there's two, and that's Barrett and Evo. The rest is way. Some of them don't even meet the 50% target for half the diopters. That's how bad this formula performs in this territory. Okay, squash eye, the flat cornea. These are virgin eye, not post-LASIK eye. 51 eyes. What do we say? Again, it's the same general trend. RBF, Barrett, Evo, right in the middle. All right, that means on average, they are good. For Huygens, this tends to be overestimate, so the patient end up on the negative territory. For the other formula, they tend to underestimate, you end up in the positive territory. So there's a kind of a slant here. And this is for cornea K less than 42 diopters. You can see here, only RBF, Barrett, 0.04 million, very close, Evo, 0.05. The other three are either on the plus side or on the negative side, and it can be quite significant. All right, what do we see? Again, the three formula, RBF, Barrett, Evo. Huygens here underperform in this territory. Percentage error, three stick up in the upper diopters, and that is RBF, Barrett, and Evo. Steep cornea, more than 46 diopters. The opposite happens. This is quite a lot of eyes. Now, again, the same general trend, Evo on top, RBF, Barrett right in the middle, but now SRKT overpredict, end up in the negative territory, and Huygens underpredict in the positive territory. So it's reverse of the flat cornea. All right, you can see Huygens here is plus, SRKT is minus, but Evo, RBF, Barrett, as close to 0 as possible. And it's compact. Median absolute error. Huygens is not too bad here. The standard deviation is not so far off. It's actually quite compact. But it's just that on average, you are off. All right? So high gaze, you were off, but it's compact, so it seems to be okay. But my advice here is to stick to that 3 formulas, because on average, those 3 formulas are at 0. Now, off target eye. Now we do monovision. Do they perform the same? All of us target emmetropia. Emmetropia is easy. Most formula is good. But once you target off by 1 diopter, looking at 1 diopter or more, and all these are myopia because nobody target hyperopia today because the surgery is so safe. We don't aim, we go for early sequential rather than try to correct for anisometropia. All right, 112 eyes. This is the distribution of IOL power, but look at here. Most of these are post-operatively are 1 diopters or more, because that's where we aim for. But some, there's still refractive surprise. This is a refractive surprise because we aim for 1 diopters or more. All right, now the formulas generally are okay. They are quite close to the center. All right, they're quite close to the center. The skew, Barrett, high gaze, Evo is okay. SRKT is no good. Holiday skew is no good. So the spread is wide. And then the median absolute error, here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. The other 3 formulas are much higher. Because of many eyes, 0.5 diopters, 0.05 diopter can mean a big thing. So in percentage, again, is Barrett, Haggis now make a comeback, and Evo at the back. The other formulas underperform. So with these 7 different eyes, the trend is repeated. It is quite obvious what are the formulas to go for now. Certainly not SRK2 anymore. Do bear in mind, historical, most of these formulas were based on ultrasound data. This is the first generation ultrasound formula. This has been superseded by this current formula, which most of us are still using. But today, with optical biometry, the measurements are far more accurate, and it's time that better formula come out. Of course, in the beginning, we don't have this formula. We still use the old formula. But based on what I showed you, it's quite obvious. This formula, if you're using optical biometry, this formula is on the way out. IGIS is the first optical formula, followed by the rest. And today, I think the only sensible thing to do is to use this new formula, not to use the old formula. Of course, the question you will want to ask me, what if the patient cannot be measured with ultrasound, and you cannot be measured with optical, and you have to go back with ultrasound? In that case, Barrett, we have data, but I don't have time to show you. Barrett, Evo is not a problem. It will not be accurate, as accurate as optical, because fundamentally the data is not as good as optical, but they can be used for ultrasound. But high gaze, if you want to use it for ultrasound, you have to use a totally different constant. You cannot use a constant for high gaze that is not easily available and plug it to ultrasound data. You end up with very surprising results. If you must use high gaze and aim for -0.5 diopter, but the best is to avoid high gaze in ultrasound unless you know what you are doing. So this is to show you, for some insane reason, I take a plunge many years, just a few years ago in New Zealand. It's time to take a plunge to the new formulas too. Thank you very much. I pass on to Ping Pong for